Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Mindful Convo. So for today the topic will be sources of information. So in this video we will be covering the sources of information, the attributes of information and the information systems and what are the types of information system. So this is the topic which is asked in Advanced Performance Management exam in ACCA Strategic Professional level. So moving forward, we will discuss about sources of information. So there are four types of sources: internal sources of information, then external, formal and informal sources of information. So firstly, the information word. What is information? Why is it needed? And at what level is it needed? So information is needed at planning and decision making levels. So managers will be requiring the information because they are much involved in planning and decision making levels. So managers will be requiring the information through internal and external sources. Now, internal sources of information include: internal sources of information may be taken from a variety of areas such as the sales ledger, or you can also take example of payroll system which identifies number of employees, or the fixed asset system, and formal information systems and reports. It can be taken from emails, and also the announcements. The formal announcements are also the source of information which is internal. So let's take an example of payroll system. So if you want to take out the information, the internal information I would say of employees, so you can easily check your payroll system and you will came to know about the number of employees working, the hours for they are working, output they are achieving, wages they are earning, and tax deducted for each of the employees' salary. So basically internal sources of information are within the organization, they are accessible within the organization. Other example is of sales ledger. So if you want to check the volume of sales, you need the information regarding volume of sales, you can check out the sales ledger. So it is basically every information which is internally generated within the organization. Then coming up to external sources of information. So these include competitor news or internet. So there is much information to be obtained from external sources such as suppliers, customers, and the government. And the examples could be the internet, trade journals, the press, government statistics, and also competitor news. So all these sources are related to the external sources of information. So any information which is provided to us through supplier or customers or maybe government also. So all these are the external sources. So obviously there are plenty of external sources. So every time the external sources information will be far more as compared to internal sources of information. Then about formal sources of information. So these are the more obvious sources of information for analysis. They include reports and official announcements. So somewhat you can compare it with internal sources of information, but still there is some difference that they are more formal sources like reports, official announcements. So any official announcement which is being done is also related to the formal sources. Then what could be the informal sources? So these are the patterns of the employees, the behavior they are following in the organization. So informal sources of information include conversations and networking events. So if there is any town hall, you can take it in some way, like town hall you can also include in the formal source of information where there will be the official announcements. But in between the town hall, suppose there are few people who are gossiping, so with that you can easily try to track the record of those employees, the track of their behavior. So these are the informal source of the information on the other side. Or you can check out at the coffee area, in the cafeteria, people discussing, employees discussing about everything in the organization which is going. So it is all the informal source of information. Now after that, coming to the attributes of information, so these are accurate, complete, cost beneficial, user oriented, relevant, authoritative source, timely and easy to use. So let's try to understand it deeply. So if we talk about the accurate, so its information should be free and fair. Okay, so it should be free from any biasness and it should always be in a honest terms. It should not have arithmetical and grammatical errors also. So basically the qualitative information so needs to be possess all these attributes, because information is good or not, so it means what is the quality of information. So first one should be accurate, then completeness. So the facts and figures should not be missing or concealed. Like if you have hidden something, a very material thing from the information intentionally or unintentionally, so information is of no use. So it should be complete. Then cost beneficial. So it is not worthwhile to spend money on information that cannot even recover its cost, because information is sometimes very costly. Information word is not a very small word. If you are collecting any information, each and every source will charge their cost, so will charge their fees or commission. So if there is any cost which is occurring for generating the information and that cost is that much high that you can't even generate profits out of it, then there is no way of like generating that information. So there's a cost beneficial point is very important. Then other one is user oriented. So information should be communicated in the style or the format that everyone is able to understand. You have to target your audience, like you have to decide that what will be your target audience. Will it be executive, will it be employees, will it be common men? So whoever they are, they should be in a condition to understand what you are saying. So your information's format, details and complexity should be in that way that they could be easily understood by the users. Then relevancy. So the information should be communicated to the right person. So every information which you are communicating, which you are cascading, it should be to the right person. If any information which is to be provided to employees, and but instead of giving to employees you are giving to the public, so there is no use of providing that information. So always be very clear and focused about who are your audience. Then after that, other one is authoritative source. So the information should come from a trusted source. The source should be very trusted. Otherwise, if you will take the information from anybody who is not even a trusted source, then there will be a risk, because basis of that information you will be performing so many decisions, you will be taking so many decisions, so it will be of no use, because the decisions will become wrong and they will carry so much of risk. Then timely. So the information should be provided on time. It should arrive as it is required. If it is provided too early, it will be ignored, and if it will be provided too late, it will add or no value. So it should be timely. Then other one is easy to use. So information should be understandable to the users. It should be so much easy to use. It should be in a very good format and in a very easy language that users can understand. So here also you can take example of, suppose if you are communicating the information to someone in Spain and they only know English or Spanish, and instead of that you are using Hindi words there, so there is no point of cascading that information to them. So you have to understand that what is required to cascade that information. Then other one is information systems. So the types of information system. So before that I'll keep a light upon that what are the information systems. Basically The information systems are the backbone of a modern company. So we will try to understand information system from the point of view of company. So information system enables communication, sales and marketing, and many other sectors like employee management, process improvement and much more. So they will always improve your efficiency. So much efficient your information system will be, more efficient your processes will be. So information system is considered as an important source of competitive advantage. So they will always add a competitive advantage. So you guys can take your example, like earlier we used to study by taking face-to-face classes over whiteboard, but now we have moved towards technological advancements. Like I am teaching you virtually through internet. So trend of online classes over Zoom is also there now. Now we are more towards digital mode. Similarly, every company has their own strategies related to technological advancement, which distinguishes them from other competitors. So this was all about the basic understanding of information systems from the point of view of companies. So they are using it to take a competitive advantage. So now in this questions also you will get a case study of any company, and you will be provided with the details of any competitor as well, and you have to analyze that what the competitor is doing, what information system they are doing, and how the company can use information system to defeat and take a competitive advantage over that information system. So here we'll go one by one. First is the management information system. So it is any information system that provides information to support management decision making. So there are so many reports which are related to management. You can say these are MIs. So which are the management information reports, which include so much information. So it is regular reporting for management that helps to support tactical decision making. Like daily the management has to interact with onshore or to the project manager. So these are the management reports which they will be referring. Then executive information system. So it is a system for use by the board. So it is used by the upper level authorities. So it has the basically you can take example here of dashboard. So if you will see in many organizations, not like it's a very common thing now, dashboards are prepared in each and every team. So you will see the dashboard will include so many KPIs. I hope you know what is the KPI. I have made a different video for the explanation of key performance indicators, so you can refer that video if you have no knowledge for KPI. So dashboards are used by senior executives, which include so much information which is related to the KPIs. So I'll take the example. Suppose it's a very basic example in a company where you are provided a project and you have to analyze that what are the completed thing. Like if you have been assigned a volume of 100 cases, suppose out of 100 you are able to produce 80% cases completely, and after that in 20 records you found that the record which is provided to you is incomplete. So it means it will go into exception category, and the cases which you have completed, the 80% record is completed. So in the dashboard you will be mentioning the completed and exception. So these are here the KPIs, so on which you have to work and on which you have already worked. So this will be the part of dashboard, and there could be many other things like accuracy level. What is the accuracy level of the project going? It can also come in dashboard. What was the total volume of the cases you received? How many have processed till date? What is the total duration of the project? What is the progress in the project? So all these are the part of dashboards. So the executive information system consists of a dashboard or any other summarized information, and they are connected to tactical and operational systems. Now the third one is decision support system. So a decision support system aids managers in making decisions. So they will always help the managers to take decisions. The system predicts the consequences of a number of possible scenarios. So even you will see that the structured and unstructured problems come into decision support system, that manager has to use their judgment to come to the final decision. So these are basically related to the decision making problems. Then fourth one is expert system. So these seeks to replace some human expertise. So there is no requirement of a human expertise involved. Only the expert system will be enough to answer you. So such systems have so many advantages, that like they have no human intervention, so they could easily be available to you at 24 hours a day, and also they will give you consistent decisions, because if different humans are there, are suppose let's say 4 experts, so 4 experts will have different point of view, but they will give you consistent information. Okay, so they are less expensive also, because instead of paying huge salaries to the human, you can use these particular expert systems. And sometimes it is that their installation takes huge money, and they are somewhat, obviously they will be inflexible as compared to a human, but otherwise it's a very good thing of using expert system. Then the enterprise resource planning system. So what is this? You will say there is a code for it, one size fits all. So they will include every department, every function. So you can say finance, human resource, or so many departments are there, all will be coming into one picture within the ERP. So they all will be using a common database. So with the ERP, the information can be easily accessible by anyone. Like the finance department has not to wait for the information, they can easily access it at the same time when the HR department is accessing it. So it will also reduce inconsistency, because the database will be same. So whatever the information is going to the HR department, the same information the finance department can also see, because there is a common database. And the information is only stored once. There will be no duplicacy of the information, because it will be stored once in one database. And if the data is updated anywhere, it will be updated for each and every department automatically. Okay. And the one more key point which is attached with the ERP is the data mining. So these systems are really expensive, but they will also help in the data mining, because the data mining is really a very good thing in the organizations. Like I'll try to keep a very brief light upon the data mining. So it is an automated process of looking for patterns in the database. So these can be used for taking up the commercial advantage. So if you will see that, if suppose you need an AC and you try to search in the Google about AC, or in the, so what you will see that when you will be logging your Facebook account or any social media, you will get the information related to AC, the dealers related to AC, or the Amazon, if you will be checking, you will get the AC thing on your profile. So it is because of the data mining, because due to AI, the software has analyzed that you are interested in this electronic item. So they have analyzed your patterns, your behaviors, that if you like it, and they have tried to pull that information in front of you again and again when you are accessing any social media website. So this is a basically a good aspect for the taking the commercial advantage, to exploit the commercial advantage. So it is somewhere linked with ERP. Then I will also talk about the data mining in the big data part when we'll be having a video for big data. Then other one is the radio frequency identification device. So this is a RFID, I'll say, is a tag that can be fixed to items of inventory or equipment to allow automatic identification through wireless network. You can even take example here of a hospital where there are many costly machines, devices. So an RFID tags are put upon these devices, so that there are if any doctor wants to keep a track of these devices, they can easily be connected with the RFID and they can easily know that where that device is. They don't need to search it. These devices are also used in warehouses, so it is also a very good, I would say, a good technology which are used in very advanced hospitals, in advanced warehouses, in advanced places. So it was all about the information system part. So I hope you liked the video, as it has almost each and every aspect covered, and you can easily apply these things in your exam, because you only need the understanding of these topics, because anyway you have to apply these topics in the case studies, and you have to try to write the more elaborative answer involving the name of the company on which you are working in the exam, and the stuff, the figures which you have been provided in the exam. So I hope it will help you, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you have any doubts you can ping me in the comment box. Feel free to do this, and till then, goodbye. Thank you.